Hello and welcome back to The Beginning, the 7-day beginner program with me, your teacher, Marcel Clementi. If you have just jumped into the series, check out the 3 videos we did before to get all the basics. And if you haven't subscribed, now is the time to press the subscribe button and maybe to even hit the like button. All right, today I have prepared your first Surya Namaskar B, your Sun Salutation with Warrior 1, and we will have a look at Warrior 2. Before we start, we will do another breathing or pranayama technique, the so-called Uchae Breath, and for this we will tuck the toes and sit on the heels. Of course, this is not necessary, so if this is really uncomfortable, you can also sit on your heels or take any other seated position that feels comfortable for you. But sitting on your toes in this toe squat position will help you to open the plantar fascia on your feet, which gets really tight from running a lot, from cycling, or from wearing high heels. In this position, place your hands on your laps, facing up or down. And in this Uchae breath, we're trying to create the distant sound of the ocean. This might sound funny to you, but it's really helpful on one side to stay present and to calm down in challenging poses. And the other side, it's really powerful. It's a really powerful breath. So it's the same way we were usually breathing through the nose, from the abdomen to the chest, to your shoulders. We're just trying to contract the throat to create this sound. It's the same if you would like to fog up a mirror, just that you keep your mouth closed. We'll try 5 more rounds to, kind of get used to it. Close your eyes, take a deep inhale through your nose, abdomen, chest, shoulders. And in the first round, open your mouth and fog up the mirror. Great job. Inhale, lengthen the spine through your nose. And now try to keep the mouth closed on the exhale. 3 more rounds. Inhale. And exhale. Deep inhalation, abdomen, chest, shoulders. And completely exhale. One last time. And open your eyes. Great job, guys. That's Uchae breathing. Now you can release this maybe uncomfortable position, shaking out your feet to support the blood flow. And then come straight into your tabletop position, circling around, warming up the wrists. Today you can also place the hands to the left and to the right, moving your weight from side to side. And we try to practice this Uchae breathing during the whole practice. So usually this is part of Ashtanga Yoga. That was my first teacher training when I was 24, so 3 years ago from now. And I did it in India, in Kerala, and it was 200 hours Ashtanga Yoga. So it's a primary series. There is also an Ashtanga video. I put the info up here. I wouldn't say it's very advanced because I'm teaching it in a slow way, but it can be very challenging. These are a lot of asanas and always in the same series, so always in the same, how do you say? Reihenfolge in German. Yeah, series. It's a series. And then place the hands on the mat. And today I want you to lift the right leg up and flex the right foot to keep the hip closed. Straighten the left arm to the front. On the inhale, find more length. And on the exhale, bring the elbow and the knee together to round your spine and engage your core. And now we're trying to add 1 breath per movement. So on the inhale, open. And on the exhale, close. Similar to cat and cow movement. So it's really good for the spine. But we're also working on the core strength and on your gluteus maximus, your glute muscles. 1 more time. Inhale. And exhale. And then come back to a tabletop position. Lift the left leg up, flex the left foot, and the right arm forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round your spine. Inhale, open, and exhale. 3 more times in your own pace. The breath is your rhythm. Last one. And come back into a tabletop position. Tuck your toes, lift your weight back and up. First downward facing dog. Feel free to walk your dog. Bend one knee after the other. And then bring the feet together. Bend your knees, chin to your chest, and try to roll forward into this plank position. Maybe you have to adapt the position. So your shoulders are in one line with your wrists. Stay here. Try to lift the right foot up just a little bit for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then bend your knees and come back into your downward facing dog. So you see there's so many different ways to come into a downward facing dog, to go out of it. And whenever we start flowing together, you will see there's so many different ways to practice yoga. I highly recommend you to just find your favorite style. Yin yoga, vinyasa flow, maybe power yoga. There are many videos on my channel you can check out, and hopefully you will find something for you. And then bring the feet together, step or jump in between your hands. On the inhale, halfway lift. On the exhale, fold forward. Bend your knees, arms up to the sides, gaze to your hands, and exhale, hands to your heart. So now you're ready for Surya Namaskar B, for Sun Salutation 2, where we'll add a warrior 1. Your first Virabhadrasana, your warrior. In the first round, we will actually do it with a high lunge because it's easier to demonstrate you the position of the hip. In the second round, we will do the warrior. And in the third round, we will have a look at warrior 2. Because I want you to be ready after this program to join every yoga class, not only on my channel, but also in your city. And you should really remember the difference between warrior 1 and warrior 2. But it's easy. I'm sure you can do it. So we start on top of the mat. Maybe here, I recommend you to open the feet a little bit more further because we will start in a different way. We will come into Utkatasana chair pose. For some people, not the most favorite pose, but maybe you will love it. Who knows? And then inhale, bend your knees, lift the arms up, chair pose. So make sure that your knees are parallel to each other, not falling to the inside, and not leaning forward, so your knees are in front of your toes. It's the same as in a low lunge position. Sit your butt low and lift your arms up. Traditionally, gaze in between your hands. So your drishti, your gaze is in between your hands. Inhale here. On the exhale, straighten your legs, forward fold. Now you think, no, this won't be my favorite pose. Mine neither, but we have to do it to work on strength in our glutes and quadriceps. Inhale, lengthen the spine. On the exhale, hands on the mat, step back and do a vinyasa. First time you can do it in your own pace without any guidance. You know, you can decide low cobra, cobra, up dog. And we all meet in downward facing dog. Now another big difference, bring the feet together and on inhale lift the right leg up as high as possible. There are 2 options. You could keep the hip closed and just straighten the leg, or you can open the hip and straighten the hip and the leg. You cannot straighten the hip, but you can straighten the leg even more and open the hip more. It doesn't matter as long as your shoulders are still parallel, your arms are straight, and your left heel is still pressing into the mat. And this is called a three-legged dog. Obviously, because we are standing on 3 legs, if we would be a dog. Great explanation, right? On the inhale, lift the right foot a little bit up higher. And on the exhale, see how slow, how controlled you can step the right foot between your hands. Again, same as on day number 2, I think it was. You can grab the foot and take it to the front. Or maybe you even have to lower your knee down. That's no problem. And step it forward. And then tuck your toes and come back in this position. So I call this the sprinter. I don't know if this is the real name, but it's like we're about to start a 100-meter sprint. And here we will rise up on the inhale into our high lunge. Similar to a low lunge, just that we are lifted with the left knee. If this is too much, you can always lower the left knee down in any class you take. But try to challenge yourself to work on strength. It's really important not only to stretch, we need strength, cardio, and stretching to get most of our bodies. The knee over the ankle 90 degrees, femur facing forward, and the left leg, try to keep it straight. Also kind of a balancing pose, and really straighten the arms to get a stretch in the latissimus dorsi. If you're shaking, that's great. Your muscles are celebrating a party. Hopefully I'm invited. Stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your hands down, step back. Inhale, lean forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bring the feet together. On the inhale, lift the left leg up, three-legged dog. Lift it up as high as possible. Point your toes. Keep your arms straight. Inhale even higher. And exhale, left knee to your chest and slow step in between. Adapt the distance. The left knee under the ankle. The left ankle under the knee. Yeah, that's a mistake. Sorry. Inhale, lift your arms up. On the exhale, sink a little bit deeper, but keep lifting your arms. So as you already have realized, I don't cut my videos, because if we meet in person and you come to one of my classes or workshops, I will also do mistakes. I am human and I'm not English native. So I decided not to cut my videos and trying to keep it as real and authentic as possible. I also want to mention, follow me on Instagram so you see even more of me if you want to see how I'm spending my days. Lift the arms up higher. On the exhale, both hands on the mat. Step back and do another vinyasa. Tuck your toes, untuck your toes, push yourself up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Our downward facing dog is always a great way to calm down the breath. Try to find the stillness, and again, 3 deep breaths. Try to remember the sound of the distant ocean, the Uchae, to calm down your body and your mind. Last one. Bring the feet together, bend your knees, and you decide if you want to jump or step in between your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Here, bend your knees, and like 2 brushes, the hands go on the mat into Utkatasana chair pose. Inhale here, and exhale, hands to your heart. So this was your first Surya Namaskar B Sun Salutation, with a little bit of a difference because we did a high lunge. If you want to come into a warrior instead, the only thing we will change is the position of the leg in the back, of the foot in the back. So the foot is facing forward 45 degrees, the front knee is bent, and you try to move your hips forward. And sometimes our hips are really tight, especially if you just have started practicing yoga. So this is why I teach sometimes with a high lunge. You can always change from your warrior 1 to a high lunge. It's your practice. Remember, it's more important to move your hips forward than keeping the heel on the mat. And with time, you will be able to move your hips more forward. All right, one more round with a real warrior 1. Inhale, bend your knees, arms up, chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, straighten the legs, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands on the mat. If you are already tired, you could also skip the vinyasa and come into a downward facing dog. But you're definitely not tired after one round. I know that for sure. So do the vinyasa, low cobra, cobra, or upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Bring the feet together. On the inhale, lift the right leg up, three-legged dog. On the exhale, step the right foot between your hands. Now the difference is to turn the left foot in, but your hips are facing forward. And on the inhale, rise up into your warrior one. Also a really useful tip is if you feel tight in your hips, just move the foot a little bit more to the side, so your heels are not in one line. This makes it easier to rotate your hips forward and your arms up. Inhale here. On the exhale, hands on the mat. Step back and do another vinyasa. So in a real Sun Salutation, we're moving with one breath per movement. Sometimes, so especially or in India, when I did the training, we did not move the leg up on the inhale, but you can do it. Inhale, lift it up. On the exhale, left foot forward. So traditionally in the Sun Salutation, there is no leg up, no three-legged dog. Turn the right foot in. On the inhale, rise up into your warrior one. And on the exhale, already back on the mat, step back and do another vinyasa. Upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bring the feet together, bend your knees, jump or step in between your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, fold. Bend your knees, arms up, chair pose. And exhale, hands to your heart center. All right, great job, guys. This was your first Surya Namaskar B. And now we will have a look on Warrior 2. So the difference between a Warrior 1 and a Warrior 2 is the position of your hips. So the biggest difference. Of course, there are more, more differences is the plural, I'm not sure. But yeah, more facts that are different. So I want you to come on top of the mat and we will move through it with one more kind of a Sun Salutation with one more flow. So inhale, bend your knees, lift your arms up, chair pose. Exhale, straighten your legs, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. On exhale, hands on the mat. And another vinyasa. So today we're really working on the strength of our arms and doing something well for the spine. Now bring the feet together. On the inhale, lift the right leg up. And on the exhale, step the right foot in between your hands. Same as we did in the Surya Namaskar. Turn the left foot in so it's parallel to the shorter side of the mat. And now we will do a so-called windmill. So we windmill up, the left arm goes forward, lifting up, up, up to your shoulder, so straight up to the ceiling. And the right arm goes forward. And then we are in our first Warrior 2. Virabhadrasana is the Sanskrit name. So make sure the knee is over the ankle and the hip is open to the longer side of the mat. Keep the left leg straight, press the outside of the left foot into the mat, and the arms are in shoulder level. Something you really have to be careful of is not to lean forward. I know we're living in a fast-paced world where we always want to reach our goals as fast as possible, but sometimes it's good to slow down. Here it's important to keep the spine perpendicular. Right knee bend, we already mentioned that. And maybe it's hard for you to open hip to the longer side. So your knee will fall a little bit to the inside. If you would come to me in the class and I will give you a hands-on assist, which is really important in my classes, then I would push the knee to the side or back to the inside, and probably your hips would close again. And then I move the hips, and your knee would fall forward again. So it's totally normal in the beginning. It's more important to keep the knee over the ankle, to have less tension in your knee and in your ankle, than thinking about the openness in your hips. If your muscles are already shaking again, that's good. That's already a strong class, so congratulations. Inhale here. On the exhale, windmill down, so both hands back on the mat. Step back and do another vinyasa. Upward facing dog or cobra, and exhale, downward facing dog. Bring the feet together. On inhale, lift the left leg up. On the exhale, step the left foot in between your hands. Turn the right foot in, right arm forward. And again, windmill up. So the right arm, full range of motion in your shoulders. And then come into your warrior two. Check your alignment, knee over the ankle, foot facing forward, hip open to the longer side, right leg straight, outside of the right foot into the mat, arms in shoulder level. And then we take another 3 deep Uchae breaths. Gaze over the left shoulder. Great job. And then both hands on the mat, windmill down, step back. And instead of moving through another vinyasa, just lower your knees down, untuck your toes, sit on your heels, and lower your forehead down in a child's pose. So this is a great way to relax your shoulders, to relax your face. And this was your first Surya Namaskar B and your first Warrior 2. Congratulations on that. You can be really proud of you if you have made it that far. I can't wait to practice with you tomorrow, where we'll talk about standing asanas, opening the shoulders, stretching the hamstrings. And before you leave today, I would like you to subscribe to my channel. This would help me to grow this channel, these free classes, and help me to travel around to teach my workshops and trainings. And maybe you can also hit the like button and leave a comment. How are you liking the program so far? Is it challenging? Do you have sore in your shoulders? Is it too fast, too slow, or is it perfect for you? I'm always happy to connect with my community, and I wish you a wonderful rest of the day. Thank you so much for joining the practice, and I see you guys tomorrow. Namaste.